Across the world, ambition is treated like a finished painting. A masterpiece hung in a gallery, admired up from afar. We celebrate the final story, the success, the achievement, the polished story. But we rarely talk about the canvas before the flick of color, the drafts before the details, or the hesitation before the first stroke. And because of that, ambition has become intimidating. People don't fear dreaming, they fear starting. They fear being seen in the progress stage, the rough sketches, the uneven layers, the moments when nothing looks like it's supposed to do. You can compare our blank canvases with someone else's completed work. We judge our early attempts as failures instead of foundations. We abandon our goals because the beginnings don't look like an ending. Last year was the moment I realized what ambition truly felt like. It was the first time I became truly connected with my goals. Applying for programs that I'll never have imagined before joining the school, it felt like stepping into a blank canvas and finally drawing the first line. And when I got into these programs, it was like seeing the first colors appear on my canvas. It stood as proof. Maybe I could create something bigger once I believed. But that wasn't the only line I drew. There was also a day I stood on a stage in front of around 200 people to showcase a group idea or something like that. I remember the silence, the weight of every eye in the room, and yet, in that moment, another stroke appeared on my canvas, a bold one, serving as a reminder that ambition isn't just something I think about, it's something I step into, even if it scares me. But ambition isn't a straight line, it isn't perfect, it's a process of learning. Because academically, I've also hit a point where my results didn't reflect the ambition I felt inside. It was frustrating. It felt like I was looking at my painting and realizing the colors weren't matching at all. For a while, I thought I wasn't ambitious, nor committed anymore. But then I realized something important. The gap where I am now and where I want to be isn't failure, but it's a part of the painting I'm still working on. Ambition isn't just the moments where everything goes right. It's the moments when you look at your canvas and see what isn't working and decide to keep painting anyways. And that's where I am now, in the process of adding new layers, fixing the parts that need attention, learning to appreciate the work in progress, even if I don't know what it'll look like the next day. Then I began understanding ambition from a lens of an artist, how they understand a painting, not as a single moment of precision and brilliance, but as a series of deliberate, imperfect steps. So I call my framework the 3 phases of ambition. Phase 1, the simple sketch. Every painting starts with a sketch, loose, uncertain, imperfect. Ambition starts the same way. The sketch is the moment where you give yourself permission to want something, even if you don't know how it will turn out. It's the courage to draw the first line, knowing it might be crooked. Most people don't even get past this stage because they judge the sketch before it has a chance to grow. But a lot of artists do know that the sketch isn't the final piece, it's an invitation. Phase 2, the added layers. Great art is built in layers, so is ambition. You add colors, then you adjust it. You make mistakes, then paint over them. You experiment, revise, refine, and repeat. This is where ambition becomes real, not in a perfect plan, but in perfect action. The layers are messy, inconsistent, and sometimes chaotic, but they create depth, texture, and true meaning. Ambition grows through layering, by trying, failing, and trying again. Phase 3, the final appreciation. Artists don't finish a painting. They step back and appreciate it, not because it's perfect, because it's theirs. This serves as the final part of ambition, which is learning to value your progress, not just your outcomes. To recognize how far you came, to honor the work behind the work. When you appreciate your own growth, ambition becomes balanced. It stops being a continuous running game and becomes a long-term skill. So, here's my invitation to you all as you exit this room. Pick up that brush, metaphorically, of course. Make one deliberate stroke every day. One choice that moves you forward. One action that reflects the person who you want to become. One layer that brings you to your painting closer to vision in your head. You don't need to finish the masterpiece today. You just need to keep painting. And one day, you'll step back, and look at the life you created. You'll realize something bittersweet. In the end, the art of ambition isn't just a final painting that is hanging on a gallery. It was every stroke you were brave enough to make. Thank you.